Introducing LT Defense Tactical Gear, your ultimate solution for top-notch protection and performance in the field. Our armor bundles provide unmatched safety and comfort, while our battle belts and holsters ensure quick and easy access to your gear. Stay prepared for any situation with our high-quality medical supplies, designed to keep you ready for action at all times. Looking to enhance your skills? Our firearms training programs will take your proficiency to the next level. Trust LT Defense for all your tactical gear needs and gear up for success on the battlefield.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
The Bond of Six with Coach C. Attention, listeners. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the hosts and DJs on this show are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the station or its affiliates. We're here to share different perspectives, spark conversations, and most importantly, have some fun along the way. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Let's dive in.
Aloha and hoo-yah! It is me, Coach C. Welcome to the Thriving After Surviving podcast series. Today's episode is entitled Creating a New Normal. Today, we will explore how not only as this is dedicated to the hurricane survivors, people in general surviving a crisis, how to navigate this new reality that you're incurring and find a different way to stabilize during these challenging circumstances. One moment, I'm going to get my presentation up. So today's agenda, we will discuss the vision and the mission of this podcast series, as well as digging into understanding the new normal and providing resources as well as different strategies to help and techniques of accepting the temporary surroundings. So the vision and the mission over here at the Bond of Six is we help each other be strong. This foundation is coming from Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 through 25. We should think about each other to see how we can encourage each other to show love and do good works. We must not quit meeting together as some are doing. No, we need to keep on encouraging each other. This becomes more and more important as you see the day getting near. Let's carry our worries, any burdens, anything that's holding us back from having peace, having joy. Father God, I thank you so much. You woke us up, covered us in your love, gave us a clear slate to allow your joy and peace to come through. I thank you. I pray that our circumstances become the footsteps, become the stepping stones, become the way to catapult us to experience a new destination. And I pray that when things become a bit difficult for us, God, that we lean onto each other, we find a safe haven and find a different solution that'll work for us. So we thank you for this space. We thank you for the ability to connect with each other. We praise you and lift you high. Amen. Thank you for taking time out, for being present in this moment. So it can become a bit difficult, and I think I advanced the slides too far. My apologies. Um, just adjusting to being displaced from familiar surroundings, experiencing or coping with the loss of personal belongings and not having that routine that has become normal for you, as well as managing the emotional and psychological stress. Oftentimes, it can be very difficult dealing with that uncertainty about the future. These are common challenges, especially in the face of the crisis and face of these recent storms that have occurred. But please, through it all, recognize that you're not alone in facing them. From previous podcasts, I showed various resources that are out there. And one of those major resources that we have is each other. There is information that another person may know, so share. And not only that, share your experience. Be around people who have some familiar circumstances. Be that outlet for each other, as well as, hey, this space is giving away resources. This space is providing help with filling out forms. Be Share the resources, share the space. So when I say new normal, let's not just discuss what new normal means in the context of recovery. So it's two parts. You are adapting as well as stabilizing yourself. So adapting is that process of adapting or becoming one with your circumstances. Things have changed. This Many cannot dwell in the home that they had before. Some people have to live in housing. You may have to split up the group momentarily so everyone can be safe and have resources available. As for as myself, I know I can allow my past experience to hold me from growing in my present circumstance. So just looking over the present circumstance and looking at what I have right now, you place yourself in a circumstance that you're still here. You have survived the storm. You're still here. You still have purpose. There's still a reason that you're here. There are many resources available to you. Please, please reach out. If you don't understand what's available, please reach out. Always remember there's three numbers. Of course, 911 for emergency, 211 for resources, and because there's so many links, there's so many websites, but 211 will give you access to all the local resources in your area. Stabilizing, finding that stability in a new environment. So these changes that have occurred, you're finding a way to have a sense of calmness, a sense of awareness, a sense of, okay, what can I do? Let's go do this. Setting that plan out. So, a couple resources that I can share. is please do not let misinformation prevent you from getting the things that are made available to you. FEMA has a recovery tool, as well as American Red Cross Disaster Recovery has resources that are available to you that gives you steps and guides of what nationally is available to you, as well as other links that you might not know about in your area locally. So I'm going to just minimize this slideshow to show you those two sites really quick. Here, I'll do the full screen so you can see this better. So this is from the American Red Cross. It is showing different strategies and different ways to respond and recover from disasters and emergencies. For instance, if there's information you want about have flood safety, it's going to break it down to you. So after it goes through, it gives you tips about, hey, waiting, reminding you about those risks that you could be taking if you go back to an area and they have not given you permission about it, how to protect your health, taking care of yourself, as well as providing emergency apps. If people are looking for places to donate, there's links there. FEMA has those different tools to help with recovery, and it comes in different languages. So as well as different tips and even about saving your family treasures. If you are able to go back, how do you go about grabbing those? So many resources out there. And yes, having resources is a blessing. However, especially when trying to cope, trying to get back in a stable state, it can feel overwhelming to have so much information thrown at you. So I would say go to a space if you're feeling good about those sites. Go to one and just see all the information that's there. Or if there is a trusted center, go there and just go through the process to get yourself back into a space of where you're feeling like I'm making progress again. And as well as making progress as far as on the physical side with recovering your home, recovering your land, just getting back to all your family needs. Please do not hesitate to reach out to all the mental health services that are available to you. And again, just like we have 211 to give the resources that are available to you locally, if you are feeling that you are struggling mentally, feeling like you want to harm yourself or others, or feeling like you just cannot get a grasp on your thoughts, remember 988 is a hotline that's available 24/7 with trained professionals. They're ready and willing to assist you. Alrighty, so after the commercial break, we'll come back and talk about different strategies that you can use to assist yourself as you're coping with this new experience.
fear and shame pass over me, and I can count on one thing: you'll see me through. 'Cause no one else has ever been this good or true. I've seen you move the mountains, I've seen you part the sea. I know you'll do it all over again for me. Yeah, I'm safe as when I'm with you. I'm free if you're with me. Your presence is a place that I am meant to be. And I can count on one thing: what you say you do. And even in the waiting, I will trust in you. 'Cause you are the only one, and you are the only one I need. You're my defender that comes through whenever I am weak. And in every season, I see you behind everything. I have good reasons to believe that I'll be safe if you're with me. Wake up, it's a new day. There's a new praise, he's making a way. This is my life, about to be changed, and he will stay the same. Wake up, it's a new day. There's a new praise, he's making a way. This is my life, about to be changed, and he will stay the same. And wake up, it's a new day. There's a new praise, he's making a way. This is your life, about to be changed, and he will always, always be the only one. And you are the only one I need. You're my defender that comes through whenever I am weak. And in every season, I see you behind everything. I have good reasons to believe that I'll be safe if you're with me. And I have good reasons to believe that I'll be safe if you're with me. And I have good reasons to believe that I'll be safe if you're with me.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
The Bond of Six with Coach C. Attention, listeners. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the hosts and DJs on this show are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the station or its affiliates. We're here to share different perspectives, spark conversations, and most importantly, have some fun along the way. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Let's dive in.
Aloha and hooyah. I'm Coach C, and we are back with the episode of Creating a New Norm. You just heard a wonderful, wonderful song by Worship Movement that's without any vowels, featuring Tato. Only One. Only One. Very powerful song. So we just spoke about new normal as pertaining to the recovery from a disaster, allowing us to have that process of adapting as well as stabilizing ourselves into a new sense to order for us to have progress and rebuild. So, we're going to cover a couple strategies, life coaching strategies, to help you, to remind you of yes, there are circumstances in front of you that we wouldn't wish upon anyone. However, there's still some blessings, there's still some gratitude, there's still some ways to help you as you navigate yourself back to the status that you want for your family, status that you want for yourself. So, a couple approaches that I will be addressing today will in I'll highlight the gratitude journaling as well as other tools that can assist you with providing that sense of progress and control in your life. So, these different tools will help you break your larger goals. That goal of, hey, I want a home again, or want this car, or I want to have employment again. Those different goals that you have, these large goals that you have, these allow you to break it down into smaller, manageable steps. So you can have this checklist, so you can see this progress and have these small victories along the way. And prepare yourself just to adjust your expectations as things change. For in, for myself, when I set a goal, it's like this is the plan and this is how I'm living every day. But life doesn't occur that way. Things come up and we make our decisions based on what is occurring and not allow that to be so rigid with the goal that if things happen to change, that we don't break in the process. For instance, for myself, I I was in the Navy and I just knew, hey, I was going to retire in the Navy. However, some things occurred. Some things occurred physically. Some things occurred mentally that I wasn't ready to. For me, it was a choice of allowing my parents to step in and care for my child, or I get out of the military and be that provider while my husband continue to serve. And I had a panic attack because I was like, well, this is what I told myself. But I was having a lot of mental anguish of the idea of having to, at that time, Skype was the big thing, to Skype and see my child on the screen. And I just mentally could not do that. To say anything against anyone else who decided to, no, it was the decision I needed to make for myself mentally. And I'm glad I did. I'm very pleased that I did. But again, you have to look at your circumstance and decide, is this going to give me the outcome that's going to allow me to feel as though I'm making at that time the best decision for my family that I felt. So just reevaluate. Like, is this still what I want to do? Is this still giving me my sense of accomplishment and success? So, as stated, I was going to show you a resource to grab a gratitude journaling. Okay, let me minimize the PowerPoint. So, this journal is a free resource that is you'll have access to be able to download a gratitude journal. And this is coming from the Calm website. So, just a couple quick nuggets that's given from this journal. Gratitude wakes us up to the beauty and magic of everyday life. But it's a choice. It's a choice you have to make. I look at it as though our brain is a pitcher. It is going to collect whatever you're pouring into it. So if you're pouring the worry, if you're pouring the stress in there, it's going to be very hard to allow that joy, your peace in if you're occupying all that space with those worries and concerns. And it's rightfully so. It's not saying that what you're doing is wrong. Is saying that what is happening is allowing you to feed stress, is allowing you to go into depression. So let's consider what you're pouring into. What are you concentrating on? So just as, yes, you need to do the different things to recover, please also think about what you are allowing to occupy your thoughts, to control your thoughts. So, this gratitude journal is just a way to help you see that, yes, I'm building things, but I'm still blessed in it. So, it'll give you different prompts. And as you see, it starts off with an affirmation, just a thought, a guide. For instance, gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. That's coming from Melody Betty. And this prompts you for 3 things that you're grateful for. So when you are filling this out, I would recommend, if it's in your capacity, and sometimes, hey, I'm grateful for my family. If you can expand on that, make it more detailed, more specific. For instance, I'm grateful for my 13-year-old who wakes up with laughter. Things like that. Give it more detail about what aspect of the family. Or I'm grateful for my mother who calls every morning to check on the status of the family over here. So, yeah. So those 3 things. And then read it. Go back, look at it. Don't just write it and forget it. When you're filling out the other one, and you'll start seeing this collection, you'll start pouring these ideas of, I have something to be grateful for. I'll make sure to provide that link during the next commercial break. So, as well as the gratitude journaling, there's also personal growth inventories. And it's just those reminders, I am growing, I am doing things. I studied a course on Coursera. I went over and completed this 3-week program, just making that checklist so you can see, like, I am doing the things to get me back in the space that I want to be in. I love writing. So that future self letter, Writing to my future self allowed me to start doing things like this, stepping more into the life coaching side because of what it did for me. So, the steps that you take today will allow you to set your future self up in a better state. Those steps are going to help your future self. And write to your future self. It's like, hey, future self, I need you to go to the movies on such and such date because we've been doing this. So I need you to reward the future me. So, but just being mindful and thinking upon that progress, that growth mindset. Okay. So we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we will be discussing how to accept your temporary surroundings.
Walk into the light, light. About to walk into the light, light. Your lesson, yes, is written in stone. And I'm guessing that we were all wrong, but I never know until I walk into the light.
Well, it appears that I did something to stop the audio. So Charlene will say hello to you again, and I'm going to see if this video will work for me.
Attention, all troops. Are you ready to stay connected with the latest news, entertainment, and information tailored for our armed services? Look no further than MBR.
Here at MBR, we're more than just a radio station. We're a lifeline for those who served from the front lines to the home front. We're here to keep you informed, entertained, and connected to your fellow veterans.
With our dedicated team of broadcasters, we bring exclusive interviews with military leaders, insights into the latest strategies and technologies, and uplifting stories of bravery and sacrifice.
But that's not all. MBR is a nonprofit organization, meaning that every dollar you donate goes directly towards supporting our troops and their families, whether it's providing care packages, funding, scholarships, or offering mental health resources. Your support makes a difference.
With that, H Train, can you tell me a little bit about how MBR got started?
Well, in 2005, Jim Butler created it so that he could keep contacts with all of his pals over in Iraq. And then when 2018 came, he decided that it was time for him to retire. He was going to close up the station. And because we've had so many former DJs since 2005, I mean, it was pretty inspiring. We have at least 5 veterans in every single state, at
That's
least.
awesome.
And, you know, it just brings us closer together. It creates a family, and it creates a family that we lost when we got back from Iraq. And
Remind you that every show is manned by a veteran or a first responder. That's amazing. I love what MBR is doing here. I love being a DJ here as well. Talk to people who have been through situations similar to yours. You're not alone. That's what we do here on MBR.
Yep. And it's nice because if you're not having a radio day and you're just having a bad day,
Or you don't have a face for radio. We just want to remind you that every show is manned by a veteran or a first responder. So if you've ever had a dog tag, you could be possibly on the show or create your own, as well as military dependents. Together, we'll stay strong, we stay informed, we stay connected. So visit our website and download our app today, MBR.
MBR, serving those who served while giving
Giving
veterans
veterans
a
a
voice.
Brandon Stokely here, and I want to encourage every single one of y'all to keep grinding, keep fighting, keep practicing, keep getting those reps in, because that's what's important, right? Keep building, laying down that foundation, and keep working at it, keep practicing. No matter what the results you see right now, it doesn't matter what's going on right now. Look towards the future, and that's what it's all about. So keep working hard, keep practicing, keep getting those reps, and that's what's most important right now. So keep up the good work. Best of luck.
The Bond of Six with Coach C. Attention, listeners. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the hosts and DJs on this show are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the station or its affiliates. We're here to share different perspectives, spark conversations, and most importantly, have some fun along the way. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Let's dive in.
Aloha. Coach C is here, and we're stepping back into the podcast of creating a new normal. My apologies during the commercial break. I have some new headphones and I pressed something that muted everything. So, hey, new tool and new buttons. So, my apologies. Before we went on a break, we were speaking about mental health strategies. I also want to include a piece about our youth. Normally, I know for myself, the concerns about my child's like, are you eating? Did you get something to play with? Are you sleeping? Just a whole long list of things, and feeling as though if I keep them laughing and happy, that okay, everything's taken care of. But I would please ask the questions, check in with the kiddos. They have had to experience a lot of things. For instance, COVID, being locked up out of school. The big scare when I was coming up was chicken pox, but it was like, okay, make sure you catch it so your immune system will get better. But it was a major scare, and that's a lot for a young child to endure. Seeing unexplained deaths or seeing nature, especially with these hurricanes, take not only homes and cars, but it took some lives. So just checking in with them, seeing what their thoughts are. And as well as the different helplines that are available to adults, they also have helplines available to the youth. So take that moment, ask the question. And one thing I have started implementing with my child is like, okay, I'm telling myself, my my teenager is allowed to have those feelings, to talk about them, and I don't have to quickly come in and save. Allow your children to speak what they're feeling, to talk it through. And there might be some pauses in there because they're trying to gather their thoughts and just talk about it. But encourage it. And the more they talk, the easier it becomes to just speak about their feelings. And at the end, then, check in like, can I help you with this? Or bring someone else in. I know for myself, I can say things a lot, but it's like, it's easier absorbed if another person comes in and say it, and that's fine because the end result is you want your child to have those coping skills or to get the assistance that's needed. You just have to create that space, that safe space, that brave space for them to come up and talk about it, and to allow them to know it's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to have been afraid or something, and that the good thing is sharing it. So, yeah, and watch for those signs, even though they say, "Oh, I'm okay." It will manifest through schoolwork, through interests, through attitudes, through just those different behaviors. And allow them, as you are recovering, allow them to feel that they're helping. Helping others make you feel empowered so you don't feel helpless because you're showing, oh, I can assist with this. I can help with the cleanup. I can be part of this progress. So, yeah. So, a couple of different resources that are available is the psychiatric.org, patients families, coping after disaster trauma, as well as the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatric Mental Health and Disaster. I'll make sure to post all of these, and as well as the American Psychological Association. They give you different checklists, different links, and as always, if you can't remember all of these or are not able to go pull them up, 211 will give you those resources to everything locally, as well as 988. If someone is having issues with substance abuse, if they're speaking of committing suicide or harming anyone, or just cannot get control of the thought pattern, 988. There's many resources available, and there's centralized spaces that can help you get to those available resources. Okay, so accepting the temporary surroundings. Yes, I understand where you're at currently is supplying those basic needs and not where you want to be permanently. However, as I found myself with weight loss, I have to accept and appreciate the body that I'm in order for me to love on it and give it the exact nutrients and do this plan and be motivated to get moving because I'm loving on who I'm presently instead of being disgust with who I am. Now I'm not going to want to do those extra things. It'll feel like more of a burden because I'm constantly, not appreciating this. So the temporary surroundings, how can you get that sense of, sorry, that's I got congestion, my apologies. So you want to, how to create that sense of home in these temporary surroundings can be challenging, but also rewarding. So personalize the space with photos. Put the pictures up. There's accents, there's pillows you can put in the space, a special lamp, something that just, for me, I have this cute little teapot, just makes me like, okay, I feel, so find just those little pieces in there that can make you feel that I personalize this. This has my flavor in the space. Provide some structure. That means have certain routines. Hey, I love hot tea in the morning. Just like, some people like, I can't start my day without coffee. I love hot tea. I need some hot tea, some lemon, some honey, a mint leaf, and it can be whatever flavor. of tea that's in there. So establish a certain routine, like we're going to eat breakfast together, or we're going to wake up with morning prayers, and we're going to rotate on who's doing the morning prayers. We are going to go for a walk after we eat. So just establish something so each day is feeling more familiar, even in this temporary space. Find ways to connect with your community. Having that close knit of people who are experience the same thing as you helps you have that resilience, help you see that, hey, we can get through this and we're not alone. For instance, when I was studying in web development, it was easier to have a complaint about something in this group because they could understand what I was talking about versus me having to explain it more or feeling silly to even bring it up around a group of people who didn't understand what having this error code message appear was a bit frustrating. So find ways to connect to the community. There's many events, there's meetups, there's online events. There, yeah, and it could be online or it could be in person. So look for ways to connect. And again, don't overwhelm yourself, but make sure you're having that connection. And find ways to have that sense of purpose. I have found that, especially when I'm feeling helpless, that when I start having these chants of I can't do this, when I take time to help someone else with theirs, I can't, I don't know how, when I help someone else, that allows me to see that this circumstance can be conquered and actually motivates me to go do something. Now that I see that this person has endured this but has overcome it, and I was part of that. So I can be part of that for my circumstance also. Or picking up a new hobby. Oh my gosh, just creativity can open up so many things for you. And learning how to do something new, it opens up another avenue for yourself. Like, okay, I've been looking at the circumstances only with the knowledge that I have. Let's see if I try this different thing, will that help me accomplish this goal? And also, that purpose can also be met with focusing on that long-term recovery plan. Looking, because you're breaking it down now into smaller chunks, looking at, okay, what's the next thing I can do that can set me up to get closer to that end goal? So there are just so many ways to get back into that normal flow of things, even in these temporary spaces. But you have to be willing to just test the process out. I know it might not be, you might not immediately be able to trust it, but test it out. You will see that, okay, if I keep doing this, I'm going to get to this next level. I'm going to get to the next level. And you can not only help yourself get to a goal, but you can inspire somebody else just by them seeing what you're doing. And also, hey, explaining, this is what I did. Maybe you should try it. So, please, just if you need help, please reach out. There's so many people who are ready and willing, because we can provide what we feel that you need. But if you ask, if you state what you need, our help can be more effective. It can have a better purpose and help you get to your outcome. All right, so please find a way to connect to your purpose. All righty, so we're going to go to a commercial break, and I'll see you back after the song. So I'm going to play that song I was trying to play earlier, but I pressed a button. Hopefully I didn't press the button again. And this song is going to be coming from a veteran. Most of the music videos over here come from veterans. So please reach out to the Bond of 6, that's the number 6, at mbradio.us. So Mike Bravo radio.us.
If you're not feeling satisfied with the outcomes of your decisions, consider reaching out to me, Coach C. We can discuss how the GROW method can assist you in achieving your goals. Contact me at growwithcoachc@gmail.com.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
The Bond of 6 with Coach C. Attention, listeners. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the hosts and DJs on this show are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the station or its affiliates. We're here to share different perspectives, spark conversations, and most importantly, Have some fun along the way. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Let's dive in.
Aloha! Welcome back. So we have been talking about creating a new normal, and that's adapting and stabilizing ourselves in these new arenas that we are stepping into, in these new surroundings, and the new people we have to speak with to get the resources that we need for our family, and just accepting those challenges, not running from them, but allowing the resources to come in, but also setting up the routine, the structures that's available. I have shared some resources, and as well as resources that were provided for those mental health activities. There's also some resources that can help you with wanting to find a new purpose, and there are several different volunteering opportunities available to you locally. If you go to volunteermatch.org, it'll ask for your location, and you can place it in there and see what's available i- if you want to be doing that. As well as there's so many now with online, there's so many resources, free resources that are available if you do want to learn a new skill set. And if you want something live, I would say call 211 to see what live events are available to you locally. All right, if you have any questions, please post them in the comments on whatever social media you are watching this podcast from. Post them there. I will be able to get them, receive them here, and go to the comments. Good morning, H Train and Terry. Let's see who else is out there. Let's see. I see a comment that we do need to listen to our children and not try to fix it. Just listen. That is so true. I have to like bite my tongue and rock so I can listen and not just jump on it, because it's like as soon as I hear it, I just want to help. I want you to be in a better state. I don't want you feeling this way. But just because I don't want that does not mean that that big emotion, that circumstance is not occurring for them. So take that space, take that time to let them speak. Let them speak. I also found that if I'm like, hey, I'm going to take some notes so I can make sure that I heard you correctly, that kind of gets that need to just want to say something immediately. But I do have this understanding with my child. Hey, is it okay if I give you some advice? Because sometimes people just want to be heard, or what is going to be your solution? Because I still need to know, hey, is something going to happen? Do I need to go talk to somebody else? But yeah, definitely. The first step is allowing the environment to be available to allow them to come in and feel heard and feel like I can be that go to person. Checking to see if there's any other comments. Okay. Let's see. Me too. That's a great way to help. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. Former Charlene will only hear two sentences and then I'll take over the whole conversation. But I'm glad I'm in a space and that I had that space to be able to step over into life coaching and allow it to help me analyze myself and get out of thinking that this just the this is just the way that things are for me. This is who I am. This is what you get, and allow myself to be that parent I want to be. I'm still growing, but be the Charlene that I want to be. So, yeah, so grateful. Well, thank you all again for attending today. As always, we are not in this space alone. There's so many of us. We're just not here to buy up cheeseburgers. We are here to be able to help each other. And we all have so many strengths. And just bring it to the table. Have that listening ear. Ask for the help so you're not getting the help that I think you need. You're actually going to get the help that's going to benefit you. So, I shall see you next week. Same day of the week, Saturday, November 9th, we will be talking about building resilience. I should have a couple of guests over, so just checking to see what they did to start building the resilience for themselves and their families. But please, please know that help is 3 numbers away. 911 for those emergencies. Broken bones, broken cars, someone needs to come over and help. There's a fire. 911. When things feel like they're out of control for yourself mentally, if you're feeling that you are turning to alcohol and substances to help you get your mind off of what's occurring. If you want to harm yourself, any suicidal thoughts, there are people waiting to assist you. They're trained to support you. 988 is the number to contact them. And for anything else, you need some baby diapers, you need some extra supplies, school supplies, or you don't know where to go, you hear that there's resources being handed, you're not sure where to go locally, 211. All right, till then, I pray that if you can't be the light is near you. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.